Ratings of Liverpool and versus Crystal Palace. We ran out 2-1 winners, as you already know. But get stuck in, every single one of you, in the comment section below. If you're watching this live or if you're watching this after the match, what a fantastic win it was for the Red Men. It wasn't, as you can tell, as you're going to tell from the player ratings that I'm going to give, it wasn't the most beautiful games of football. But yeah, I want to know your player ratings as well. Agree to disagree, and you might be like, oh, that player really doesn't deserve that rating that I've give. Let me know in the comment section below. This is why I'm doing player ratings. I want to see how everyone thought the players played today, because we got 3 points, but there was the odd exception, as you probably tell in the next couple of minutes, that you were like, yeah, he didn't really play too well, and he's got to improve, really. So we'll start off with obviously the German in goal, Loris Karius. I've given a 7 today. Obviously, there was one moment in the first 10 minutes of the game with Wilfried Zaha coming off his line with a fantastic save, really. That could have put the Reds 1-0 behind in the first 10 minutes. He stood up, really, with the presence of the Ivory Coast international running through. But for me, there wasn't many mistakes he did today. Yet he did give away the penalty, but he's the sweeper keeper that he is. He could have stayed on the line, really, if buts and maybes. But for me personally, I felt he should have stayed on his line. But everything else, other than the penalty decision that he did, that did happen in that match, for me, he warrants a 7 on the player ratings. Let me know if you disagree. Right back, we go to Trent Alexander-Arnold. Really, it was really not it was another disappointing performance by the Scouser, really. For me, I've given a 5. You might think that's a bit harsh. Let me know what you would give Trent. For me, there was too many times in today's match, especially like he was against Manchester United. He was caught out far too much, and obviously on the goal, he was ball watching for Crystal Palace. He needs to cut that out of his game, especially if we're coming up against, obviously, the likes of Manchester City, and if we're going to go further on in the latter stages of the Champions League. Hopefully, maybe Joe Gomez might come back. But for me today, Trent warrants a player rating of 5. Virgil van Dijk and Joel Matip, I've both given them a 6 as well. Really, the aerial bombardment of Crystal Palace, yet they did deal well with the aerial balls, but it was just that goal that we conceded, especially those 3, Trent, Matip and Virgil van Dijk, who were caught out positionally in terms of Wilfried Zaha, kept on getting in behind, and I felt between the defence, but mainly those 2 in the centre-back positions, could have done with communicating a lot more better than they actually did. Going to the left-back position, who was obviously Andy Robinson, the Flying Scotsman, down that left-hand side. I've given a 7, really, today. Yet again, he kept on getting down that left-hand side all day, this match, really. Positionally, he didn't really, correct me if I'm wrong, he didn't really get caught out of position, really. The Crystal Palace really going down that, they targeted Trent Alexander-Arnold. They looked at, obviously, either wing-back, and Robbo isn't the weakest in terms of that position, but Robbo, the attacking play today was absolutely spot on, and defensively, I felt he was very good. He didn't really get caught out, and when we changed to that 3 at the back, obviously when Lovren come on, it gave him more license to go down that left-hand side, and that ball he put in, obviously, was absolutely superb to Mohamed Salah. But yeah, let's go into, obviously, the midfield. Really, it was one of them, wasn't it, really? Midfield was very, very hit and miss in terms of those 3 in midfield of the park. Everyone, this is really where I'm looking at your feedback, really, in the comment section below. What does everyone think about these 3 in the middle of the park? Who is Liverpool's best 3 in the middle of the park, where everyone's fully fit? I want to know. But start off with, obviously, the central defensive midfielder, Jordan Henderson today, I've given a 7, really. You might be like, what? That's a bit of a high rating for Jordan Henderson. But for me, especially in that first half, he did keep on getting his head up, spraying that ball. The tempo of Henderson today was very much a lot quicker. It's quicker than we've actually been seeing. But obviously, in terms of the Englishman's distribution, in terms of the ball, yeah, the odd pass back here and there, but majority of his balls today were very much over and wide play. He was very much not scared to put the ball forward today. So that's why I've given him a 7. Ginny, I've had to give him a 5 today as well. For me, as I mentioned in my post-match reaction, he very much shied away today in terms of his putting the ball through. I was dying for him to just get the ball, have the confidence. The confidence from the Dutchman doesn't really seem to be there. And he went missing in that first half. And that's why, obviously, he got hooked off in the second half by Jurgen Klopp. Because he felt that he didn't perform. And for me personally, he didn't really perform against the Palace today. For me, if we can get Naby Keita in that midfield, I would love to see Gini Wijnaldum play further up the pitch. Like he did when he was at Newcastle. He was an attacking midfielder. Let's not forget when he got brought into the football club. But Jurgen has converted him more into a deeper central midfielder. So, yeah, I've given him a 5. Let me know. Do you agree or disagree on that? James Milner, I was like, do we give him a 7 or do we give him an 8? But I went with an 8. Because for me, obviously, the setup, obviously, on the goal, he got the assist. What a fantastic drop of his shoulder. Shimmied it, cut it back into the box. And what a fantastic assist that it was with James Milner. His athleticism in that midfield was very much what you're going to get from James Milner all day. Never stopped running. But for me, he was the shining light in that midfield three. Because not that it was a standout performance by any stretch of the means, by any 3 of them. But for me, if you're going to pick a player out of today, I'd personally have to pick James Milner. I was going to say Ronaldo. But yeah, really, everyone, let me know your thoughts on those player ratings. Who would you, in terms of the distribution? It was very much, I was like, could it have been a bit better? But our midfield should have played and could have played a lot better. But hopefully, fingers crossed, when we do come up against Manchester City on this week, midway through this week, that the midfield has to play far better when you're playing against the likes of David Silva and all that. But for me, let's get stuck onto these magic forward 3. Mane, for me, man of the match. It was very close with Mohamed Salah, obviously getting the match-winning goal. But start off with Mane's rating, really. I've given him a 9. You might be like, why have you given him? It was a 9 or an 8. Go ahead, I give him an 8. Even though, yeah, I changed my mind. I give him an 8. He doesn't really warrant a 9. But everything that Liverpool were good at today, Mane was involved. Obviously, he got hooked off in the second half. But for me, he should have won the pen. And obviously, the ref didn't give the penalty. But for me, Mane he didn't shy away today. He was very much getting at Martin Kelly. He was getting at that Crystal Palace defence all day. He didn't give them a moment's rest. But for me, I give him an 8. Yeah, changed it from a 9 to an 8. Mohamed Salah, I'd have to give, and obviously, an 8 as well. Match-winning goal. Agree or disagree on that? Let me know what player rating you give Mohamed Salah. And obviously, to conclude, really, Bobby Firmino, I've given a 7. Wasn't very much involved in today's play. Yet, he gives all the attributes of what he does do. But there was some, especially in that first half, he's shooting unnecessarily when he's miles out of the box. And you're like, just keep hold of the ball, Bobby. Play it further down the wing. Get in the position. But for me, he had an off day, really, Bobby Firmino. It's not really many times you do say that about Bobby Firmino. But for me, he very much did. Everyone, get involved in the player ratings. It was obviously going to be a short one. Let me know. Obviously, let's have a look at these player ratings. Happy days. Anyways, I'm Milan. Tom, no, mate. Apologies. So he's given Trent Alexander-Arnold a 6.5. He's got Matip a 6. He's given VVD a 7.5. A Robbo, he's given 9. Very much so, mate. Gini a 4. Hendo a 6. Milner a 7. Salah a 6.5. Mane a 7. And Bobby a 7.5. Teddy. Teddy has mentioned Jordan Henderson's play on the player ratings today in the comment section below. Jordan Henderson has never over-impressed me that much, but for work rate is the best. Teddy has put a 7 for Henderson. I'm guessing that is, mate. A Gini, a 4 from me. That's from Teddy. And an 8.5 for, obviously, I think that was Bobby Firmino. But everyone, thank you very much for joining me on my player ratings. If you liked the video, it would be absolutely appreciated. You're absolutely legends if you can leave a like. Well, thank you, everyone. Hopefully, the Reds have got 3 points. That's what's most important. But coming up against City, some of these players need to step up to the mark. But yeah, thank you very much, everyone, for joining me on my live stream, on my player ratings. But yeah, up the Red Men, and we've got 3 points. Come on. Have a quality Easter weekend, everyone. And I'll see you on my next video. Cheers out, everyone.